Find me a locksmith because I don't know how he keeps getting into here. Welcome back to a fantastic next episode, I guess, of Who What Now Gaming, the podcast where we ask the questions, who are you, what got you into gaming, and what type of gamer are you now? This is the podcast for consumers by consumers. With me, your humble host, Josh Stewart. Welcome, everyone, and please put our hands together. Clap, clap, clap for Tom, the fourth episode world champion. What up, Tom?
It's happy. I'm glad to be back. Breaking and entering Tom and Kittrick.
How the fuck do you keep getting in here?
That window specifically.
Just that one.
Yep. Just behind the camera.
God,
I want to be behind the camera.
Get in the camera.
Yeah, it's a good shot right there. Right theirs.
What up, Tom? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to be back. It's been a long weekend. It's been very busy at work.
Yeah, wedding season.
Oh yeah, we had a full mansion. Full mansion
Sure,
rental
get
last
your
night.
mouth right into the mic.
Okay.
Perfect.
It was good. It was we keep pretty busy. Now we have some downtime. We just got to clean the rooms and flip everything before we have some tours, and then do the same thing next weekend.
Yeah.
Yep. But
how long does it take to do that? Like the whole, is it like a day process? You're like, all right, we're getting up at 6 a.m. We're not going to bed until 9 p.m, and we're getting everything done.
Well, we do get up around 6, but that is the time frame. It revolves around breakfast and then check out. And so then once they check out, if we start right away and it's just Wendy and I, even if we take a lunch break, we can usually get the whole house done by 3. If we have help, we're done by 1. But then, if we have sometimes we'll have a full mansion rental one night, breakfast, check out at 9, check in at 10 a.m. for the bridal party for the following day's wedding. And then everybody else checks in at 3. And so we just have to have everything done, and it has to look good. It's a classy place. I wear a backpack vacuum. I feel like I'm testing out, auditioning for the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters thing.
Every time I strap it on, I go.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I do want to at some point. I want to just go in and just talk to you, just walking through the mansion. I don't feel like people understand how absolutely gorgeous this place is.
Thank you.
And it is so amazing. I mean, I talk about it every time we do this, but each one of those rooms is a whole new vibe, and it's so nice.
It is. Well, and I say thank you, but I did none of the decorating. We just keep things clean.
Live there.
Yeah. It came like that. We were just, we're very, very lucky, and it's a great job. We love being there, and even on days where it's rough, man, it's still not me working in an office. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
And it's all about being accommodating, because it's hospitality. And so the customer can get away with a little bit, and then you just have to be firm with other boundaries, but then you just adjust your schedule. It's worth it for the downtime, honestly, and the time that Wendy and I can take care of ourselves.
Yeah. That's good.
I'm happy to be back. I'm ready. This is something that I wanted to bring up live.
To finally go into the Zelda timeline.
Honestly, I loved it. I loved talking about it last time. I think that you and I should do a deep dive into Horizon. You talked about this, and I would like to replay it, first one and second one, and just really go back into it. And then I think that you and I not only talk about the game, but just the geopolitics of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh my God, 100%.
Post-apocalypse.
By the time this episode drops, it's I've been streaming for a little while.
Happy
now.
Halloween.
Yeah, no, not that long. So I've been streaming, and right now, as of the recording, we are streaming God of War Ragnarok. and it was Horizon was on the like the 3 that I narrowed down to like how I was going to do this.
The pre-coin flip list.
Yeah, it was the right before it. So like for behind the screen moment here is that I had I had a week to figure out exactly what game I wanted to stream, and then I couldn't decide like at all, like through the whole week, because all the games just are so amazing to me. So I wanted to give the best experience, but I also wanted to play a game that I truly, really, really purely enjoy. So it came down to Baldur's Gate 3, God of War Ragnarok, and Horizon. The Forbidden West was the one I was going to end up playing.
Nice.
But I ended up deciding, I was like, well, I will get lost in like Horizon games because the world is so vast and amazing. And like there's been times where I've sat down and played the game where I haven't made any progress through the story. All I've done is just like hunt down mechanical beasts and find different ways to like take them down, be like the most efficient, and like upgrade my gear.
Oh yeah, part harvesting.
100%. Yeah. And it's so fun. It is so enjoyable.
It is. There is some repetitiveness, but I don't know. I feel like it does a great job of making just a huge game that doesn't feel like, copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's just it's amazing, and it's a spectacle to behold the whole time.
100%. I would definitely absolutely love to do that.
Nice.
And I think
I was thinking either that or The Witcher 3. I've never played The Witcher 3, and so I feel like it would just take me longer to dive that deep in to be able to talk about it with confidence.
Well, when I first played Witcher 3, it was, which by the way seems to be like a reoccurring every time we do an episode. We always touch base on Geralt in some way, but
I still haven't started it again.
I haven't either, honestly.
Bad timing.
But Witcher 3, I spent so much time like doing the extra special side quests where you get all of the gear. So in the game, like, yes, Geralt is a part of like the wolf like Witcher family, we'll call it, right? But there are other like factions, quote unquote. And so like when you are getting the armors and the swords and your full getup, like you can get like I think it's like the Viper ones, or you can get like the something, but they're like all these different like factions and stuff. I don't want to take guess because I'll probably be wrong, but I remember just going and collecting all of. Are you good?
You know what?
But I spent so much time like collecting all of those, then I realized like which ones I wanted to just stick with, and those are the ones that I would do. But the game itself, it's like you can get lost in it, and it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's well told, it's a great game.
Nice.
So I would definitely like do a playthrough of that. I would definitely do a playthrough with you with Horizon.
Oh yeah.
I gotta finish Ragnarok,
please.
So we're gonna blast through that, but I'm gonna figure out what the next game is that we're going to end up playing, and who knows? I mean, if our timings line up correctly, maybe I'll start Horizon.
Yeah. Well, and you could also we could approach it from someone who is already familiar with the game, and then somebody that is just like replaying through it.
Yeah.
Either way, even if it doesn't work with the timeline.
Hell yeah, I'm so down for that. That'd be so fun.
Cool.
I love those games. They're so amazing. They're huge games, but they're so good.
Aloy's a very good protagonist.
100%.
And also, Witcher Geralt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, like a excuse me, a good, almost an anti-hero, like by definition.
Mm-hmm.
That also, those kind of games bring me back to why I started gaming as like a bit of escapism.
Yeah.
From like from real life. I'm just a mess.
Yeah. It's really hitting you today.
Stick a fork in me, buddy. I'm done.
Man, it has been well, I mean, pollen's on the rise. Everybody's getting there. I mean, we're about to hit summer, dude. It's destroying everyone's faces.
I guess it's not even technically summer
Nope,
yet.
Not until what, next week? Or the end of this week?
21st? Whatever.
Either way. 21st, yeah.
We'll sanitize your mic after we're done with this. like we did last time.
I'm just gonna every time the show's done and the guests leave, I just smell the mics.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Um,
Tell me, you were what was your favorite part of streaming so far?
Probably just this is probably the most corny thing to say, but like it's honestly it's talking to chat. It has been the most fun part because like I've always played games, so like that's not new to me. You
Right.
know, playing the game isn't like a big deal, but like enjoying, um, enjoying that like whatever I'm like talking about in the game like people are reacting to and like you know putting their input in and then we can have those conversations about it because I'll be really honest. The stuff I say during stream, that happens whether people are watching or not. I go off on my own tangents. I will talk to myself. Somebody made a comment. Well, shout out to Silly Frog. Made the comment about just getting to Ginger Island, and I was like, I live on Ginger Island. I was like, I'm the king of Ginger Island. I was like,
Population,
yeah.
Josh.
I'm like, dude, this is like, I do this stuff all the time anyway. So I was like, why not just stream it and have fun and enjoy myself while doing it? And yeah, it's been really really fun. I'm really enjoying it, and it's one of those things where I'm not going into streaming, um, and making it like my business. I'm not trying to like my end goal is not to make this so that it's my job forever. Um, it's something that I enjoy doing, and I'm finding so much joy out of doing it that as long as I'm having fun with it, then awesome. Then I'm going to keep doing it. You know, when
Absolutely.
it stops being fun and more of a chore, that I'll probably pull back. I'm not going to do it as much because like I'm very fortunate. Like, my wife and I, we live a comfortable life. It's we're not super wealthy people, but like, we're comfortable. We do our thing. We save our money just like everybody does,
Yeah.
and this even just this whole project in this room and everything, like all of this is only possible because I started this project back in November of last year.
Wow.
And we're only just starting the podcast. So I'm like, I've been collecting and building like over time and getting to this point. So now I'm just at the point where now I can just enjoy doing it. And there's a lot less like planning and financial figuring out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But like I said, I mean
It was a lot of
it's the
prep
best.
work.
It is a lot of prep work. I don't think that's like something that I think people who don't do this not that it's it's obviously it's never the viewer's fault. It's not something you think about. It's
No.
definitely not something I ever thought about. When I'd watch, friends on streams before I even did all this, my first thought was, "Oh, you're playing a game, you hit record, and bam, no big
That's it.
deal." But
That's
yeah,
it.
but like the tech that you need to be able to make all of this a reality, isn't cheap,
Right.
and so like, I think my goal in life, with this project is to eventually like get to a point where I can kind of zero out and still just have a lot of fun with it,
Your break even point coming
Yeah.
from a business major
Yeah.
perspective.
But I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to make this my full-time job.
Right.
If I let's say if I was successful enough to make it a full-time job, hell yeah, I would do it.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, this is so much better than, like even if I have the coolest job in the world, it's better than that shit.
Right.
But like I love what I do, but at the same time, I love this more, like this is actually what I want to
That's awesome. Well, and
do.
I'm glad that you're pursuing that as something that you love and want to do. Even because it's on the side and because you're an adult, it's that much more work to really make this work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. But I also this is also like a personal journey experiment. And what I mean by that is that I when I get around like friends and like public and stuff, I can be very extroverted. And I can be very talkative and like enjoyable, like the wouldn't say like the life of the party, because I'm not that, like, I'm not that part of my ego is high, for that. But I I feel like I can hold my own during a conversation kind of thing. But I'm also super neurospicy, and I also am like super ADHD. And so like when it comes to like basic, like party interactions, like I'll get burnt out really fast. But that's who I am. And when I'm not like around a bunch of people, I am perfectly 100% content being by myself in a room, just doing my own thing. Like
That's
I,
good.
I love it.
And
That is like my favorite thing, is just to, not to sound, sad and depressing, but like I love being alone. I love it. It's
Josh
so good.
loves playing with himself.
Yeah. But
No,
like,
I hear you.
yeah,
Enjoying your own company is an important part of life that doesn't get said a lot.
yeah,
But we are also, human beings are definitely, we're pack animals.
right.
But, the size of your pack can vary.
Hmm. Yeah, dude. But yeah, like it's
Ladies.
fun. But doing this, my goal is to, on my own terms, um, get myself to be more of an extroverted individual. And I, whether they've been able to figure out if it's something that can be changed or cannot be changed doesn't matter. I don't like to like purposefully put myself in social environments. If I am invited to do something, I most of the time won't turn it down. So this whole project is to put myself out there, getting myself in those uncomfortable areas, but on my terms, to grow as the community grows, as this project grows. I hope to grow better myself
As a human being.
as a human being. And some of the things that I like, so far, I mean, I've been introduced to games that I never would have played before because they're not my style. But hearing about how somebody else truly enjoys a game that I didn't think that I would enjoy has been more fun than me trying to discover a game on my own. And it's been a really cool like path so far. Like I would not have played Mass Effect again if it wasn't for Noah. And listen, Noah, I know you're gonna watch this. Uh, Man, first game is rough, bro. I am so it is a struggle every time, but I'm trucking through it because I want to give a genuine, honest review. Is it playable again in 2024? As of right now, no. But that's me. That is me. That is my like the way I enjoy the game. Thing that's driving me up a freaking wall is that I enjoy when I'm playing a game and it says, "Hey, this is where you need to get to. You can get there whenever you want to." But we're telling you, this is a spot where you are going to get to, and that's how you're going to progress the story. In Mass Effect 1, you have to select the mission title, then go to the sub like mission description, and then in that description it says that you want to find somebody in the general area of this area, and to get there is you're going to take this elevator and you're going to take that to this sector. Okay, with that information, you then have to look at your map and hope that you are in an area where one of those names matches something on your map. Because if it doesn't, you got to find that place to find the elevator to get you to where you're going.
Oh
It
man.
is driving me crazy because I just want to go through it.
Is there a fuel consumption mechanic for your ship for like traveling to different places
Nope.
looking for it? Okay. So you can just like ping back and forth.
Yeah, I'm talking about just while you're in like on a planet. Like the beginning of the game was a huge struggle because you're at this like citadel looking thing, and it was like go to this place to, it was like go to this bar to find this person to have the conversation. And I'm sitting there looking at my map, and I'm like, I don't see that bar on there. So then I have to go back to the description. And it's like, you can get to the bar by finding this elevator. And I'm like, oh my God. So where is this elevator? So I go I finally get to a point where the map changes, like, cause I'm on a different like level or something.
Okay.
And then the like, I find that elevator. So then I go and take that elevator to the place. And now I got to so I'm doing this constant, like, pause, look at the map, make sure I'm facing the right direction, and get to where I'm going. Like, I enjoy waypoints.
It's a geography lesson.
Yeah, I enjoy the waypoints, and I get it. Like, if somebody who loves the game and knows the game, it's probably super easy. It's been 15 plus years since I've played this game. I don't remember shit.
Fair enough.
So like, and then, picking planets, it's like, go to this system and that's where you're going to find the mission. But then you go to the system and there's like 8 planets. And I'm like, man, can we narrow it down like at all?
Nope.
Like, yeah. So there was a day I was playing, Noah was watching me, and I thought I found it. I got on the planet and I'm going around. I found this like boss, and I'm shooting rockets and stuff from my car at this like giant like desert worm thing that pops up and stuff. To find out I'm not even on the right planet. I don't know what the hell. It's a wreck, but I'm pushing through it. I'm doing my best. I know that 2 is going to get a little better. And I know that I'm going to have to go back, and I'm going to have to do a little segment with Noah, because I'm already disagreeing with my original, like, my memory review of the game when we did the Mass Effect episode.
You could get some, a couple of like pointers, like maybe Noah steers you in the right direction just for the sake of.
Oh, he's been doing that. PlayStation has this fun thing where if a friend sees that you're playing a game, they can request to just watch you. It's like streaming without streaming, right?
Huh.
So like, there's times, excuse me, it's just gonna be a coughing episode.
Yep.
I'm telling you,
The cough.
Get ready. I'm just gonna
2024.
we'll just call it the cough. But yeah, he'll jump in and watch me play, and then we'll talk like on the mics and stuff. And there's times where he'll just be like, "Man, I don't think you're on the right planet." And I go, "Great,
You're probably right. You're probably right. I'm probably on the wrong planet."
So it's been a struggle, but I'm looking forward to getting into the second game. I know it gets better. So I'm looking forward to playing the second one. Weirdly enough, on the second game is the game that I rated the least on all of the games, and I've already changed that. The first game is now rock bottom. All right, we're putting it at the very, very bottom. It's driving me crazy.
I'm glad it wasn't just me, because I did start that game and just didn't follow through with it.
It's rough.
Oh man, you know what? I just had a really random head tangent. Have you ever played the game Rage? Did you play?
Loved it.
Same.
Did you play Rage 2?
I did.
It sucked.
I played a little bit of Rage 2. It was fun.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't Rage 1.
No, well, and also Rage 1, for some reason, when I finished that game, the way that it ended, it left me with such a bad taste in my mouth. It had been less than 30 days since I physically bought the disc.
Yeah,
I took it back to GameStop.
Oof, I don't remember the ending of Rage. But I remember playing it like in my bedroom at my parents' house, like still like on this like big box TV and everything. But I do remember that game being like, it was like if Borderlands and Mad Max had a love child, it was Rage.
And the first game, I'm glad that you said you loved it, because I had so much fun with the gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, thinking back on it, I mean, shit, this must have been 10 years ago. Maybe not quite 10, but I loved playing it. But then at the end, it didn't compel me to play more.
Yeah.
But I played it with a bit of a perfectionist side, and or a completionist like point of view, and I was doing a lot of side missions. It made the game a lot easier. Like the like blade boomerangs. Oh my god, such a good game mechanic to just add that in. And like, some things break, but there's a lot of salvage. You loot everything, and then you can craft your own parts. It was such a fun game. I'm glad that you compared it, Borderlands and Mad Max.
I just remember that being like the vibe. But I will say, when they did make a Mad Max game, like that was incredible. And if you haven't played that one, I would highly suggest that one.
I don't think I have.
I don't know if it got like as much praise as I will give it. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic game. That one was a really fun game.
The Mad Max game.
Yeah.
Is it car based?
It's both.
Okay.
So as a big open world game would have like fantasy, like you would have like a horse to get from point to point. This one you have a car. And the thing is like just like in Borderlands, like when you're riding around like the areas and stuff, sometimes you'll find like enemies that will track you down with their vehicles and stuff, but then you like blow them up. Except in Mad Max, it kind of sticks a lot more towards like the reality of like vehicles. So like if you smash into somebody else's car, like your car takes like damage in those areas.
Okay.
And then you also got like these upgrades and stuff. Like I remember having like this like hook shot like upgrade to my car. So like if I was driving around, there was another one coming at me. If I timed it right, I could hook shot their car and either like rip off parts of their armor, or I could use that to like pull them off of their like so they would like spin out or
like speed up a little bit.
Exactly.
Use
And
their
it
momentum.
was super cool. And then like I remember like the mechanic, like sometimes games don't fully explain why your car can heal, if that makes sense. Like sometimes you'll just be like sitting there and then it'll be like you see like parts of your vehicle like coming back together and it's like dents are going away and they're just like,
magic.
yeah, check it out. Yeah. In Mad Max, you have a companion who's like a hunchback like dude, from the desert wasteland, and is just like basically like the Gollum of Mad Max, and he just stands in the trunk area of your car, and he just holds on for dear life because you're not exactly the best person. You're kind of an asshole, but you're like, get in the back, and so he hangs out back there, and then as you're driving at like 90 miles an hour through the desert and being chased by stuff, he'll climb all over the car and just start like fixing parts of your car and stuff. It's wild, but it's so fun. And then
That's
when you
hilarious.
get into like certain areas, you find like bases and stuff. You get out of your car, you go in there, and you like full on like Doom style, like blast your way through and punch, kick, shoot. It's great. It's a fun game. It really
Link
is fun.
style.
Yeah, Link.
Link
Yeah,
is
Link
Doom Guide
style.
style.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I would suggest it. I might even play that one again.
Hell
it's
yeah.
so good.
What did you have any notes for this? I've been so busy I didn't come with any, I didn't do any previous research.
Well, what's really funny is I'm starting to build up my TikTok repertoire, and I'm not as popular as I think that I am.
My mom says I'm special.
Yeah, I was like, all right, we got this episode, we got Tom coming on, and I was like, I'm gonna make a TikTok, and so I made my first legit like how TikTok was supposed to be made, and it was cool when I made it, and then I like kid you not, the second that I hit post and it went live, immediately it was the cringiest thing I had ever seen. And it's just me sitting there going, how do you come up with topics for your shows? And then it's me with all my headgear stuff and the mic and everything, and I just go, I don't. And then I go, ooh, fancy pants, Rich McGee. And I was like, this is going to be funny. This is going to go wild. And then I posted it, and I was like, you're an idiot. Why do you do this to yourself?
Oh, I remember why I'm an introvert now.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, whatever. But
Hey,
I was
man.
like, I'm not going to take it down because
Shoot.
this is the path to where I'm going. Like, I got to shoot my shot,
Yep.
Like,
absolutely. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah. Oh man, but like I gotta say, like being like getting like deeper into Twitch, watching people stream and stuff, I gotta say I'm loving the like these listen, the small time streamers, the ones with the lowest views and stuff. Honestly, I give it to them. They've got better content sometimes. It's there's a there's a there's an individual Afrofish, if you end up watching this one, um playing and streaming Arkham Asylum. Genuinely extremely like entertaining to watch. Like I think I'm a funny person, and so like when someone makes me laugh, I go, that's it, that
They're funny.
you nailed it,
I hear you.
keeper, kind of thing. And so I watched Afrofish for a while play Arkham Asylum, and just watching somebody play a game for the genuine fun and love for a game makes that so much more of a special stream, because like they're actually playing the game to have fun. They're not playing it because they're like, "Ooh, this will get me views, this will get me, subs, and this will get me like stream whatever's." Like there's like, "Oh, look at all these perks and everything." They're playing the game because it's genuinely fun for them, and it's a great game. I was watching Control Alt Quinn today playing World of Warcraft. I've never gotten the joy of playing World of Warcraft, but Quinn is absolutely nailing it. And I'm like, I don't have World of Warcraft. I don't have a computer that can play World of Warcraft. I mean, I might now, I don't know, but I haven't tried. But I'm like, I have not experienced this. So like being able to experience World of Warcraft through Quinn's stream has been truly enjoyable, and Quinn's like community is absolutely fantastic. Such amazing, nice, kind people.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, this is what streaming is to me.
This is it.
And to be honest, like, I mean, we don't hold anything back on here. I can't watch Ninja. I can't watch Ninja at all. I don't. I think Ninja is, well, first off, do you know who Ninja is?
I know who Ninja is. I also know Ninja was on The Masked Singer.
Yes.
And I didn't know. I knew the name.
I'm not gonna lie, I called that one immediately.
Really?
It wasn't the voice.
I'll let Wendy know.
It was something Ninja did. And I was like, I bet you this fucking guy's a streamer. And then he did something, and I was like, I said, I'm putting it down here. I'm probably wrong. I'm like, that's got to be Ninja. I'm putting it down. That's got to be Ninja. And wife and I were watching it, and they did the reveal, and I was like, fucking told you. I was like, I nailed that.
I said this the whole time.
It was the only one out of any of the like seasons we've watched that I was like correct, and I was like, that one's like my win. I was like, I called that one, and I thought I was wrong. I was like,
probably wrong, but no, I don't watch a ton of streaming. I've watched streaming before. I like watching games done quick, like when that is live streaming. Does that count as streaming?
I think anytime you watch. Well, I think streaming is just like a category, but I think honestly watching somebody play a game is, in a sense, a form of streaming. It's just like a delayed stream. Like streaming is more of like I guess the way we should put it is like streaming versus live streaming. Like I will watch people live stream because I enjoy interacting with the person who is streaming.
That makes sense.
But that being said, I love watching. Do you know who? We're gonna. It's a slight derail here, but it'll make sense when I bring it back. Do you know Smosh, the YouTube? Yeah. Okay, so Smosh, yeah. So there's a cast member named Damian Haas. I think Damian Haas is absolutely hilarious. Damian Haas streams on Twitch. When I was getting into Baldur's Gate 3 and I played the whole game all the way through on my first run, all I could think about was Baldur's Gate 3. And it was all I wanted to think about. And I was like, one of the reasons like I do this podcast is because like I don't find podcasts or videos where people just talk about gaming. I love just talking about gaming. So Damian Haas, I find their stream, and lo and behold, bam, Baldur's Gate 3, and the whole way through. And obviously, I can't catch every live stream, but Damian Haas will post the streams. So I get to just click on it and watch as if I was doing the live stream, but like I can't interact because nobody's there,
Yeah.
but it's
It's a
still
recording of a live stream.
exactly. And it's, to me, it's still enjoyable to the max because I can keep doing what I was doing. I can also hear the comments and the subscribers and like the, communication, conversations, the what have yous from the chat. And, Damien's playing the game. So I'm like, I'm getting all the areas that I want out of this, and I'm doing it on my time. It's fantastic. It is so entertaining and so enjoyable. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think to bring it back, like, I think the difference is just the live aspect, whether they're doing it currently or it's a recorded stream. I think you watch it on YouTube, Twitch. If you were just you found a clip on TikTok, I would consider it all a form
Streaming.
of streaming. Yeah,
Yeah. I used to watch PewDiePie
I
very
did too.
a lot. I
Back
mean,
when the Happy Times games or whatever it was
oh
called.
man, so good. I also Amnesia way
I
back when
didn't watch that one. No.
oh man, I he had a lot of streaming horror games, and it kind of got me back into playing horror games. And it's watching him play those, it becomes comedy because of, and it works with the reactions. But like some of the games that he played were like, Amnesia is a pretty truly scary game
Yeah.
at some points, and other times it's ridiculous and you have just like weird Ken bodies just like
Yeah.
flying around the room. It's man, it was so long ago. That must have been like college era for me.
Yeah, PewDiePie. I watched a lot of PewDiePie for the Happy Times, Happy Playtime, whatever that game was called.
With the cycling.
Yeah, with the bikes and stuff. He always had like funny voices and like character situations and stuff. Always had the
Yeah,
dad
Dad.
with the little, yeah. And so I watched that, and I was a big Tobuscus fan. I don't know, for the for the sake of, I guess, my own reputation, I don't know if he did something wrong or if he just decided to stop producing a bunch of videos and stuff. But like, I remember for like the longest time, anytime I would open up YouTube, to bust,
Tobuscus.
yeah, it would show up the cartoons, the games, the the funny little skits and stuff. And then I remember just like one summer he disappeared, and like every so often, like I guess I was following him on Instagram, or it was like Twitter or something. And so like every so often, like when I'd open up the app, like I'd see him post something, and I wouldn't always agree with the things that he was posting, but I was like, hey, to each their own. The people are people. I'm never gonna judge somebody's. Well, I say that loosely, but I mean, there's some things you'll say that I'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But like, listen, like when it comes to your own personal opinions, do your thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, he just like dipped off for a while. I don't know where he went.
I don't know if I've ever seen him I stream. I can't remember the video that I remember from him. And Smosh. Same thing with Smosh, it's like comedy videos. That's what I thought of with Tabasco.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally can just hear it in
Well,
my
and it's
head.
such a memorable, like, I mean, that is that marketing thing that they did so well. Like all of these like early YouTubers did so well. Especially like Smosh. Like their early content. So like it's really funny because my path for Smosh was very all over the place. When Smosh first came out and everybody loved it, I was like, this is dumb. I don't know why. It wasn't for me.
Happens.
Later in life, I rediscovered Smosh, and I was like, how did I ever not like this? This is gold. This is so funny. But I think maybe it was just because I was like, I'm not the same age group. Like they're definitely older than I am. So like I was way younger when they were like producing these like original videos and stuff. Now that they've got like the there's like Ian and Anthony. Now that they're I don't know if there was a big story for a while. Anthony left Smosh, and went on their own endeavors and was successful, and it was fine. Like it shit
Yeah,
happens,
things change.
yeah. And then there was a big story that came out because they were purchasing Smosh back, but I guess there were some like deals that they thought were going to be really really beneficial for the show, and it ended up just not playing out the way that they thought it should have, and things kind of started falling apart. The upside of this, the positive side, is that they were able to get their full rights back.
Nice.
And with a lot of the, I guess, the help, I'm going to say the help of, because I don't know the full story. I don't think anybody will ever know the 100% true full story of anything, But with Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, I think they owned like partial or the rights to Smosh, and then they were able to get those rights back. Because Rhett and Link are fantastic people, and like helped out in any way that they could as far as the media has portrayed, and so now they have their show back. They can do the show Smosh the way that they want to do Smosh, and I honestly, it's been like one of the biggest YouTube things that I've been watching. I can't get enough. I think they're
Nice.
like, it's like, if I could say, like, they're back, and it's
They're back,
Smosh.
baby.
It's Smosh the way that I originally thought Smosh, like my enjoyment of Smosh is it's back.
That's awesome. Well,
And
that's
they've
good
got
to hear.
they've got the crew. They've got like the main, I mean, they're all main crew, but like, there's like the crew, but then like the cast members also have their own channel where they go and play games and board games and have their own stuff, and
Nice.
gives them the freedom of expression to, do their creative stuff. And it's equally as wonderful and brilliant. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It truly is.
Wow. We really just got into a huge tangent, but I love it.
Well, see, and I'll accept it, because I think in all of this, like I said, this whole project is about gamers for gamers. It's
Yeah.
consumers by consumers kind
And
of
it
thing.
all comes back to video games.
It's all games, and like,
or board games.
yeah, and Noah had an amazing video come out on his YouTube. Shout out to Noah at Nerdy Noah Reads, talking about cozy games, and we had talked about it on stream.
I saw that video.
Cozy games, are cozy games considered like games? Like, are cozy gamers gamers?
100%.
100%. And I had this conversation with my wife. And I said, I don't think you'll ever consider yourself a gamer, but she loves mobile games, like the Candy Crush type of games, the like Connect, the whatevers, the
What about the Temple Run?
I don't think she ever played the Temple Runs
No?
ones, but like the ones where you're like, we call them like bathroom games, the ones you
Yeah,
just sit
play
there.
while you're
Yeah,
pooping.
exactly. But like, she is dominating in a lot of these ones, and I'm like, she doesn't consider herself a gamer, and I'm like, that is 100% a gamer. That's
counts.
that's your niche of gaming.
Yeah.
That's what you love as those games.
Puzzle
Like,
games.
100%. That's just because your love of games or like, just because the games that you love are different than the games that I love, does not mean that you are not a gamer in any shape or form.
Yeah.
It's the same with people who stream games for the entertainment. You're still a gamer. You're still playing. People like, and like, I have my opinions on like Ninja. Ninja's still a big time gamer.
Absolutely.
May just play
professional gaming.
Professional gaming, but it's still like gaming. And whether there are contracts, money involved, certain deals or whatever, and you are solely just playing Fortnite, there still has to be a point where you enjoy Fortnite enough that it makes you continue to like accept those opportunities to do the stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like, sometimes like your reactions could always be over the top, because it gets views, it gets, whatever. I'm not at that point yet. I'm still in my streaming era where I'm being very genuine with like everything that I do. I don't go over the top. If I have a big reaction, it's because I'm goofy, and and like, if you watch me stream and I do something stupid, 99% of the time I would have done it if you're watching or not. Like, that is just who I am, you know? But there's some times where you see just like conflicts between like, streamers and stuff, but it all boils down to, there is still a love for the game that makes you consistently want to come back and do it. So what is it about those games that makes us want to do that?
That's
I
a good
mean, like
question.
genuinely, like I understand the dopamine rush. I understand the like biological need for these things, but like, what is it? What do you think that formula in games that draws us, to them? Like genuinely. Like I mean, I have my ideas, but like I'm curious. Like, what do you think? What is it about games that is the like? Why do we play games?
I think it again, everybody will have a different answer, and everybody's relationship with gaming is personal, and it's going to be a little bit different. Maybe you played games with your siblings, or
Yep.
you had a my experience. I can remember a friend of mine from, I mean, like back in elementary school. Him saying the word PlayStation, like he
Yeah.
said that it's something about a PlayStation, and it was before I really knew. It was before I knew what video games were.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I hear PlayStation, and I'm thinking like, oh man, you got like a whole like room to play in.
Right.
Like I'm imagining,
Oh, like a
a base.
PlayStation,
Yeah,
like
it's
yeah, like a game room, or
yep.
yeah, okay,
But no, turns out it's this little
yeah,
plastic box with a bunch of really cool like electronics inside of it that all of a sudden you're playing Final Fantasy VIII.
yeah. Turn my ringer off there for a minute. Um, yeah, I agree.
Or oh man, Crash Bandicoot, original
Oof.
PlayStation Crash Bandicoot, one of my first games played ever at a
Yeah.
friend's house. Before I ever had my own.
Yeah, my uncle introduced me to like PlayStation. He was getting to that point in life where he wasn't going to be a gamer anymore. And so he was like, here's the PlayStation. Here's all the games that I played. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is a new, cuz I'm going right from a Nintendo 64. Right? So I'm just like, this is a huge upgrade.
A whole new
I was
world,
like, oh my god,
a
yeah,
dazzling place you never
yeah,
knew.
100%. So I'm looking at these games, and I remember, it was, I think it was like Amazing Spider-Man, or it was like whatever the Spider-Man Ultimate Spider-Man. That's what it was. Very cartoony, like super fun. I that was like my first, like, now I'm getting into like Spider-Man, the webbing through open world, or like the limitations of what it would allow you to have like as an open world. Crash Bandicoot, Sly Cooper,
Spyro.
Spyro. Oh my dude, and it was like this was a completely new introduction into like this absolute joy that I'm now getting to experience. And like Tony Hawk, like I played the Tony Hawk for the Nintendo 64, and I was like, this is where it's at. But then I'm getting like Tony Hawk like underground and
Underground.
stuff, and
Oh
then you
my
get like
god.
Bam, and and we're like, you're getting off your board, you're like jumping off of stuff, you're doing insane, you're getting like moon gravity and stuff, and you're just ripping through games, and I'm like, this is gaming, man. Like,
If I were to ever stream, I feel like, I mean, I wrote down Fable again just because I know it so well. But honestly, I would love to stream the first Tony Hawk's Underground.
yeah.
And I just, man, even to do it just on easy because I haven't played it in so long would be so much fun.
I actually just saw, like I said, when I go on Twitch to go find like people playing games, I because I don't feel like the lower view count streamers get enough love, and I always want to spread the love.
Hell yeah. Good.
Happy Pride Month. And so, but I want to experience people playing the game because they want to play the game, not because they've already made it. So like, if I were to go into like Ninja's stream, I'm getting the same stream every time. Yeah, it'll be different content, but it's the same. It's generally the same thing. Um, if I'm going into like Damien Haas's stream, like I know that I'm going to get a really, really cool community to interact with. And I'm also going to get a variety of different games that Damien really, truly enjoys playing.
Nice.
But I did find someone the other day playing the original Fable. And I sat down and watched for a while. And it was honestly like, it was really cool and nostalgic to like, I was like, oh man, like I remember this. I remember doing this. I remember like,
Chicken
yeah,
Chaser.
it was like, I was like, oh, this is where like I really remember. I ended up finding somebody who was also playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and I was like, that was like my favorite. Like Ocarina of Time will always be my favorite Zelda of all time, but like Twilight Princess was the most fun that I've had playing a Zelda game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Honestly, I never beat Twilight Princess. Played a bunch of it. It took me a while to get into it. I don't know, it took me a while. I never had a
God,
Wii.
I'm
I think I
sucking the gut here. Jeez, I'm sorry, viewers. Oh my god. Ugh, yeah. I'm just gonna make it look like I'm beefed up over here.
or just hunched the whole time.
That's why I gotta look at the camera every so often. I'm just like over here letting it all out. Anyway, sorry.
You're fine. What were we talking about?
Who cares, Tom? No, just
That's
kidding.
Fable.
Yeah.
What's the other one that we just
We're talking about Twilight Princess. You never beat it.
Oh yeah. It took I was also, man, right in the beginning, I just wanted to be Link. And you're a wolf for a while. And you're like, oh damn it.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that's the same thing with when you play Majora's Mask.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
You thinking the
Deku
same thing?
shrub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of the same thing. But then like I did like the switching back and forth between Link and the wolf mechanic.
Yeah, you could just do it. Was it? I mean, some areas would force you to do it, but you could essentially do it whenever you wanted to, right?
I don't remember.
I
I thought you could,
I'm
once you
probably
got
wrong,
to
but
a certain point,
yeah,
that you
yeah.
could switch back and forth, or like maybe there was a bit of a cooldown period, but
Probably. Oh, I don't know why that yawn came out of nowhere. Yeah, it was a cool game. I am thinking of going back to like one of the like original. I was actually just talking to somebody the other day about. You ever play Ratchet and Clank games?
yeah, I only played Nuts and Bolts.
Oh, okay.
Was that? I think that was one of them. It was a lot of
It
fun.
sounds like a title. There was a lot of them, honestly. I mean, they were pumping them out for a while. Like I want to say, like once a year. Like it was like they were doing like the Call of Duty thing, where like once a year it was like a new Ratchet and
one.
Clank game. You know?
Did you ever play Jack and Daxter?
I didn't. I haven't. I just got them now. I think I'm gonna go through and play them. It's on PlayStation Pass or whatever their thing is.
I swear that I like mixed them up in my head. I
Oh,
think
yeah?
I played them at very similar times, and so I
Excuse me.
just can't think of what's what in my head. And all again, I know that there are multiple of each, like in that series. I only played one of each of those series.
Yeah, they do, but they both do
Series?
kind of have like a little bit of the same dynamic. But I think in Jack and Dexter, it's a little more like there's like that buddy complex or whatever. They're like their duo is more like very interactive, whereas Ratchet and Clank is more of like the like mechanical butler kind of thing.
Yeah, you're one character as
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. You're two different characters, but it's not as, like you said, it's not as interactive as
Yeah,
Jack and Dexter.
he's more of like your go gadget like backpack.
Yeah,
is basically what in Ratchet and Clank. But when the newer game came out, or the latest Ratchet and Clank came out, I downloaded it. I think it was free for some reason. I don't know. I don't remember paying for it, but I do have it, and I
nice.
never played it yet. But I'm going to make it a point to play it because I remember playing Ratchet and Clank early on and loving it so much. And Deadlock was the one that we were talking about a little while ago. Not you and me, but like one of the the guys I'm trying to get to do one of these episodes with. But yeah, Deadlock was so good. Like the premise of just like if you were to take like Ultimate Ninja Warrior and mix it into like a Ratchet and Clank's like video game, it was like that. Like, well, have you seen Future Man yet? You got to get on Future Man, and then get to the third season, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Dude, it's so good. Honestly, you won't regret it. It's so good. It's so funny. I quote it as much as I can. It is true. Like my dad doesn't like those kind of shows, and I got him to watch it, and like I swear to God, like a week and a half later, he goes finished it, and I go, really? Damn! Like
Poo Poo Paul,
yeah,
getting through it pretty quick.
Yeah, Papa Poo Poo. I would call him Poo Poo or Papa Polly. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Paul.
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 He
Is it spelled Paul?
Paul. Yep, that's
Paul.
as he texted me the other day and he goes, well, I just listened to your episode. Seems like you got a lot to say to me or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I try to shit on you as much as I can, but like it's out of love, it's out of respect.
Oh, yeah.
We got it, whatever. And he's like, yeah, it was a good episode. I liked it. I was like, that's a lot coming from you.
I was expecting him to be like, yeah, also fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I get that all the time. He's right now, excuse me. Man, this is pollen season today.
I brought the coughs with me.
I'm telling
you.
He is currently right now, as of this recording, he is doing a World War II weekend. He tries to do it every year, where they go, a bunch of his buddies, they get together, they go to, I think it's Aberdeen. I'm probably super wrong. I have not gone to like see them in like, a couple years, or whatever, but we went years back and it's like, they get like air shows going on. As much, I don't know if anybody can fly like the B-17 bombers anymore because I think those are now permanently grounded because they've just gone a little bit out of commission. But he goes and they set up a big accurate time period tent with all the cots, and everybody's got their bunkers and stuff and like the chests, and everybody's got all their gear, and they're like required to like get up at a certain time every day when like the horn goes off or something. Everybody's got to get up.
Reveille.
They got to get over to the mess hall. They got to do all this stuff. And he's like, World War II weekend, it's so good. And I'm sitting there, I'm listening to him tell me all this stuff, and I go, you're LARPing. You are 100% live action role playing.
WW2.
And I was like, every time you shit on me for playing D&D or talking about all this stuff over here, like my nerd culture stuff, and you're out there every year for like 5 to like 7 days and you're LARPing. Wow. I'm like,
he's going
shut
big
up.
too.
Oh, dude, they go. I'll show you the pictures after this. But
balls deep,
dude. It's cool, and they set up the first night. He's got this old ammo tin that he basically customized, made it so that he can like put like speaker and projector and stuff like with it and stuff. And then they put up a sheet, and then they will watch like old black and white World War II movies and stuff.
Wow.
And they go over to like the tents, they get their breakfast, lunch, their dinners and stuff, and they sit, and then people who like come and like go to see like this like World War II weekend thing, you can go walk through all the tents and see like how everything was set up, and they try to stay in character. The only downfall, okay, here's where things get a little, everything's got to be all so far, like time period accurate.
So far, I'm sold.
Hold on. So they portray both sides. So there is a Nazi camp.
Oh.
And that part, don't know why people still want to do it. I think maybe we need to keep a closer eye on them. Maybe there's some actions and backgrounds maybe we need to look into. But as far as like those who are just doing the World War II, like, setups with the tents and stuff, hey, cool, you're doing it. The rest of you guys, you make me a little uncomfortable. maybe we need to have a conversation. But yeah, my dad's like, yep, we just kind of stick over here to do our thing.
We stay on our side.
Yeah,
they're the enemy.
You do your thing over there. We don't mess around. So
wow. Well,
yeah, he's out there, he's LARPing, and I'm like, the next time you ever make fun of my shit, I'm gonna
the equivalent of him, getting up super early with Reveille playing through the bugle is he might as well just be going lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Yeah, dude. Well, he sent me a picture, and I was like, well, somebody better tell Sergeant that so and so over here is wearing jeans. He sends me this like article thing, and he's like, actually, before World War II hit, the actual the pants attire were double folded like prim cut, whatever, like nonsense stuff. He's like, jeans, and I was like, what? And he's like giving me this history lesson, and I was like, you understand this is like when I go up to you and you go, what's this whole firebolt thing? And I go, wrong. Okay, this is fireball. Okay, this is a and
Firebolt. It's a broomstick,
yeah,
Dad.
yeah. I'm upcasting it at a higher level. Okay, that is more dice. You idiot.
That's 8d8. You
Yeah,
uncultured
you
swine.
uncultured swine. But I'm like, Dad, it's the same shit. Like, you can't be,
It's
can't
just a
make fun of me
different
with that.
degree of LARPing.
100%.
And if LARPing, it's a game. It's
Yeah.
not a TTRPG. It's also not a video game. But here we go, back to a different kind of game.
It's always
History
but see, that's what
games.
I'm saying. Like, there is something about gaming, about pretend, that we are so drawn to.
Oh yeah,
And it's beautiful,
it's
but it
like
is
assisted imagination.
100%.
Imagination.
See, I think gaming is so wonderful for mental health. I think it is so good for like the appropriate healthy version of escapism. Um the just pure enjoyment. The like I mean today in like 2024 there is a game for everybody's interests.
Oh yeah.
I looked up that damn game you brought up a while back, Catherine.
Oh okay. I thought you were
That
going to
shit's
talk about
weird.
Dream Daddy.
Yeah, no, I knew about Dream Daddy. I'm talking about Catherine. I was watching like plays of this, and I was like, this is insane.
I
But I'm
think I
like,
watched.
somebody sat down and was like, I got a game idea, and we're gonna make this a reality. And there were people in a room who were like, nailed it. This is what we need
You got
to
a
do.
pillow. You're climbing these towers, and you're dating a demon.
Yeah,
And
I
you
watched
could
it.
become king of the underworld.
It's basically just one big it's a game version of a metaphor for trying to escape the responsibilities of fatherhood and then accepting your responsibilities of being a person in life. And I was like, you took that and made it the
This
creepiest puzzle game the world has ever seen.
Oh man, I think I
You're
watched.
running around with a pillow in your underwear, being chased by a baby up a puzzle wall. And I first saw this, and I was like,
I think I watched PewDiePie stream this, or not stream, but on his recording. Jacksepticeye was another streamer,
okay,
YouTuber that I used to watch. That's how I originally saw Subnautica, and
oh
he
right,
was
okay,
playing it in like the early access days, and then by the time I saw it, the game was out.
right,
Oh my god, so fun! Another game that you can just get lost in.
yeah. I definitely have taken times where like I just want to, like sometimes I'll be watching a show and I'll be like, I just want to play in that show, and so like for like a while I got stuck on the show Alone. And I'm like, you know show Alone? Do you know the show Alone?
I am so alone.
Yeah. Do you know show?
I'm so alone. Is that it's a survival show?
Yeah.
It's and there are multiple different people trying to like last the longest.
Yes, but they're all in different they're dropped off in different locations of the same area. And so you never run into each other. But the goal is
But you could theoretically.
I mean, I guess if you traveled far enough, but I don't know if it would be the safest thing.
Fair enough.
They're like
Traveling is a lot of burnt calories.
they're straight up like, hey, we drop you off, you need to survive, and also we're not putting up barriers for like wildlife. Like, don't get eaten.
Yeah.
And the only thing keeping you like safe is your own ability to survive and an emergency SOS button on your radio. And even when you hit that, I mean, you still got to wait like an hour.
That's some Les Stroud level shit right there.
Dude,
Survivor Man.
Yeah.
Loved that show.
It's insane. It's intense, but it's a really cool show, and it always does fill me with false hope though, because I'll watch the show and I go, I could do that, and then like
Much harder than it looks. Also,
and then I like lose my keys one day, and I'm like, the world is done. I can't. Where do I go?
Well, all right. I'm taking a pickaxe. I'm going to Burger King.
The house is on fire. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
It's not the same as it used to be. It's also the boredom of while you're out there. Like, that's a place where you can't just like all right, it's time to turn on the Xbox.
Yes, 100%.
I'm at home thinking about, like, in my downtime right now. I'm deciding to put the PS4 in the bedroom and find out a way that we can have streaming services on that in case Wendy wants to watch something in there, and then move the Xbox to the TV out in the living room because it's actually an HD TV.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play Witcher or Horizon on that, like, the TV that I literally bought in sophomore year of college.
Yeah, see, what we ended up doing was we got a what's it, Roku or Fire Stick or whatever. I think it's Roku, but we have like the Roku thing in our bedroom, and that's just got our streaming platforms and stuff on there.
Nice.
And then I have I guess we have a Apple TV in the living room, so I have everything there.
Nice.
And then this is the media studio recording room. So I've got like the game systems and stuff here, but I also ended up buying a smart TV, so I was like, I also have everything in here.
Nice.
So like we have, I actually, now that I think about it, I also think we have like a super cheap like Fire Stick or another Roku thing for like our kids' playroom, because that one's basically just set to play kids shows like 24/7. So like anytime they get up, like all they have to do is just turn the TV on, and it's just like bam, show, so it's instant screen time.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a zombie forever.
Yeah. They're really good though. They mainly use it for like background noise, which I'm like, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
I'm more likely just to like leave it on with they're playing and they're just listening to it in the background, and then they're just like
playing together.
Yeah, like today they were playing, and then I guess one of the shows started singing the Baby Shark song. And so both of them were like playing. They're like playing like school or something. And so my oldest is being the teacher and writing on the chalkboard and stuff. And then she just looks up and she goes, "Is that Baby Shark?" and my youngest is like, "Baby Shark?" And then they're just like, they stop and they're just like, "Baby Shark," dancing. And the song was done. They go, "All right, class, let's get out our." I was like, "Hey man, you do your thing," like.
If only school operated like that. Every once in a while, there's just a musical break.
Super ADHD filled, yeah.
It's like watching Grease or Grease 2.
There was a Grease 2?
I'm so glad that was your reaction. Wendy's been listening to these with me.
Yeah.
I'm also a part of a bad movie club. Did I bring that up on this?
You have not brought it up on here, but I have known about this.
Wendy suggested Grease 2 for Bad Movie Club, and like I watched the first 10 minutes of it and I'm like, "Oh yeah, this is bad." But it's so bad, I don't know if I even want to bring it to club.
Have you watched this is like on the bad movie things, but have you watched like Mystery Theater 3000?
Yeah.
I am a huge sucker for it. I love that stuff, and my dad and I will do that with old B movies. But we'll do our own commentary thing, and that honestly it's like some of the most fun I've ever had, like watching a movie and stuff. Is just like, I mean, old B movies are awful, and they're so good.
There's so many to pick from. This Bad Movie Club has introduced me to so much more. I mean, I grew up watching bad Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Like I was in Taekwondo from when I was 4 until when I was 12. Like it.
It's the highest belt you ever got.
Second Dan black belt.
Damn, seriously?
Yeah, actually.
Shit.
I mean, I was a 12-year-old, and so I knew.
You were 12-year-old black belt?
Yeah.
They're like, "You want milk?" You're like, "What'd you say?"
I got my first Dan at 10, and then it took 2 years after that to like progress up.
That's
and then
sick.
I wish I would have stuck with it. I was playing baseball, and I stopped karate, and then I also stopped playing baseball. That shit was not fun anymore.
I was doing Modak Kwan, and then I got to the 4th stripe on my green belt. And then we were preparing for a tournament, and I was becoming an angsty teenager. And all I wanted to do was just do other shit instead of just do this thing, which now as like an adult, I'm like, I wish I could go back and just punch myself in the face and be like, fucking stick with it, But I did competitions. I enjoyed them. I've always loved like the competing aspect and stuff. But then my mom was also doing the class, and
that's cool.
She tore her Achilles tendon, and
less cool.
So much less cool. But then I was like, also like, Mom was my ride to karate. So I was like, she's out, I'm out. Like, there's nothing I can do about that, you know?
Oh, I just work here, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, did you do weapons?
I did the bow staff, and we were in talk of doing like they wouldn't. I think I was like 14, so like they wouldn't have given me like a real sword because,
Right.
I would have done a murder. Okay, so
you would have killed others or yourself somehow.
100%. But I did the bow staff for a little while, and then we were having conversations about getting the the trainer like sword. So
nice.
But then, everything kind of went to shit, and I backed out. And
Mom's foot doesn't work anymore, guys.
yeah,
sorry, I can't come.
exactly. I just
My
never
mom
got
says
the
I can't come to class.
yeah, I never got the motivation back. And then because teenagers are stupid, and we got this I lost interest in it. I didn't want to do it anymore, and like all I wanted to do was sit at home and play video games and stuff.
I was just about to say, you know what you did stick with?
I did.
Video games.
I did 100%. See, but here was the other thing. When I was growing up, my parents, they wanted to put more time, or wanted me to put more time into like my schoolwork to get the education, and spend less time, playing video games, because they're like, video games will never get you anywhere. And joke's on you, it's now what I do anyway, and I almost failed school. So what's up?
So it's almost like they were mostly right.
They were mostly right, but also mostly wrong. So,
my parents will never watch this. I bet I think I told my mom that I'm recording a podcast, and if I said that it was about video games, which I may have, immediately just a glazed look.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's nice. That was actually more of my grandmother impersonation. Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. My parents are very supportive for what I'm doing, but I'm also 30, so I'm going to do it regardless.
Oh yeah.
All right. But my dad's like, listen, I don't play video games. I don't care for video games. But like, your podcast holds my interest, and that's good. And then he gets really close to saying, I'm proud of you, and then he backs
hangs
out.
up the phone. All right, well, fuck you, bye.
Yeah. He's like, I love fuck you. Oh, sorry. No.
Love beer. All right, bye.
Yeah, so I was like, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, he's good. I always try to when I'm not recording or doing anything like podcast related, I'm normally like making fun of him to his face. So like, he and I just kind of go back and forth. So now I'm like, oh, now I have a platform that I can do it publicly.
He gets to interact in the comments too. Yeah. Oh man, and then that ups your
interaction. He won't do it too, because he's a smart individual. He knows that if he does it, it'll get
sucked in.
Yeah, it'll get me more more comments. And he's like, I'm not helping you. I'm just telling you.
He doesn't want to reward this behavior. How much? What's our time at?
Oh man, we're actually at 1 hour and 12. Honestly, every time we talk, like, we just get lost on these things. But
I have one more thing that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, please. I would love to.
You noticed my Assassin's Creed tattoo.
Yeah, I was checking you out pretty hard when you walked in.
My short shorts.
Yeah, you got your Daddy Dukes going on today.
Gross. Daddy Dukes. I've never heard that before. That's a good one. I'm going to use that. So I loved the original Assassin's Creed before Assassin's Creed 2 was even out.
Yeah.
I mean, I 100%ed the first Assassin's Creed. It was a lot of
was it Altair? Yeah.
Oh my god, that was. It took me so long to even want to play Assassin's Creed 2 because it wasn't Altair. Mm-hmm. But then I did end up loving 2
Ezio,
and Brotherhood. It was I didn't beat Revelation, but I loved. There was something about that first game. It was the storyline that got me sucked in a lot.
Well, there was Altair, and then Ezio wasn't perceived super well initially, because we were going into a second game, not Altair, and Ezio it's the beginning of him becoming an assassin.
Right.
And then in technically the third one or the second one of Ezio's story, then he is an assassin, and I think that one's like Brotherhood, where he's like, now he's doing the assassin thing, and we start to learn about the Apple of Eden and everything. And then Revelations is the end of his story and where the Apple of Eden goes. And that is still of like, I love the Assassin's Creed series, but Ezio like Ezio's story is still my favorite like arc in all of the like Assassin's Creed games.
Nice. I I played that first one at a time. It was the deep dive storyline into the first game. You start out, you're already a professional assassin.
Yep.
And then you're like getting too cocky and you fuck something up. And so you get stripped of all of your fancy weapons. Excuse me. And you start back with just a sword and then literally just getting the assassin's blade. Excuse me. It was such a like it turned the game into a whole different playing system. Where a whole different you look at it completely differently. But this whole time it's also it's faith based. Like the Assassin's Creed.
Yes. Yeah.
The storyline with that first game, I was so into it. I was house sitting.
Yeah.
And it was house / dog sitting for like a 4-day weekend for my parents' friends going out of town. I brought my Xbox. I hooked it up to my Xbox or PlayStation. Either way, hooked it up to their TV. I was maybe 10% into the first Assassin's Creed game, and I was hooked for days.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's a game about questioning your faith. Like that's how I interpreted the storyline.
Questioning your creed.
Yeah.
Everything that you are, everything that makes you're
And then, how that it's a lot of people just like, you shouldn't do that. Like, how dare you? Why don't you just go along with things? But then, at the end, it's I wouldn't even say that you're really rewarded for questioning it, but knowing the truth is important. And it was so good and it was so satisfying at the end. And man, sometimes that combat was it just took forever.
Yeah.
It was I will say that the combat I think was perfected by or I say perfected, I didn't play all of them. Loved the Black Flag person to person combat. And also ship combat was great. But Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, when you could it introduced more assassins that you could just call on them, and you're halfway across this square, and you're just fucking kill that guy.
Also,
and then they do.
Yeah, it also introduced the double hidden blades.
Oh man,
that was the first introduction to second hidden blade.
I forgot about that. 2 at a time, double kills.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, you had those, and then Revelations. They introduced the modified version of the second blade to be a hook, so that you could zip line across areas and stuff.
I think I remember that.
Man, have you played all of the Assassin's Creed games?
No.
So I wanted to bring up Origins because I think if you enjoyed the first one, I think that you would enjoy Origins.
Really?
Only because if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm probably mispronouncing this, but his name was Bayek. And it takes place in Egypt, and it is you play as you are an assassin, right? But this is the origins of the Assassin's Creed. So throughout the game, you discover why the emblem looks that way and why the creed is the way that it is.
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
And yeah, exactly. And it is so eye-opening, and I genuinely think that after playing Origins, if you really pay attention to it and you really soak in the story, it makes the first game with Altair and Ezio's story 10 times better.
Wow.
Because you understand what they're fighting for and what they're fighting against in a whole new light.
Okay.
And you also learn that the emblem actually means nothing. The emblem was more of a coincidental mistake.
Nice.
The emblem, if you look at it, is a design. The bottom, under here, that little lip right there, is the back of the skull, and the entire emblem is actually upside down, and you're looking at the bottom perspective of taking a bird skull and putting it in the sand.
Huh. Well, imagine that.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's so cool.
Wow. You know what? After I do the deep dive into Horizon, I think that I'll get, Assassin's Creed Origins.
It's so good. It really is truly like, and that one is a little more fantasy kind of like they kind of introduce like weapons having like you can have weapons that are just like always on fire and shit, and like
a little bit of magic.
A little bit, yeah. But it's also like it kind of makes a little more sense because we also go into the Egyptian gods. And so especially if you play the DLCs, and I would highly suggest that because it's just beautiful for like the mythology of like that culture, but like diving deep into like the sun gods and like the yeah, and so like going into like why the gods are the way that they are and how they affect Egyptian culture, just or if I don't know if it's called like sorry, but like whatever the correct term analogy is, but like that time period and that part of the world, why those gods were so important to them, and it was really really cool. It was beautiful.
Assassin's
Highly
Creed
suggested,
Origins.
yeah.
Well, so that's the one correct me if I'm wrong. Is that the one where it first implements you don't have to be an assassin with the assassin's blade? You have to like pick between being that or being like a fighter or like a ranged guy. Is that accurate?
I think in this one I think you at some point you craft your own hidden blade.
Okay.
But I don't think you don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not remembering correct because I don't really remember the beginning of the game. I know it starts with you and your partner, and you and your partner have a child, and then as you progress through the game, things happen, and it's more understood as to why assassins are are like an army of one.
Okay.
And so it's an intense story. It is an emotional story. I got very like hooked into it. I see bring it gaming.
Love a good
I
storyline.
love a story that can really make me feel a certain way.
Oh yeah.
I love when it can just shape my feelings. And like Assassin's Creed games have always done that, except for Rogue. Fuck that game. But
I don't know if I played Rogue.
That was bullshit.
Okay. We'll talk about that next time.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I would love to do a deep dive into like the Assassin's Creed games, and if that means we play some games together, like I'm in. Oh, yeah. I love the Assassin's Creed games, which is kind of crazy because I actually don't think I have an Assassin's Creed tattoo, but I should.
Got to be next.
I've been trying to fill in this.
Do you have any room left? Oh, I was about to say.
I got the wristwatch area. I was actually, my joke was I should just get a
tattoo of a watch.
Yeah, tattoo
get a classic Timex expedition.
Yeah. But I mean, I even got I got Forrest Gump on there. I got a Raven, the D20, the Mario Star, the Fellowship down there. One of these arms, I have a super. I think it's this one. I got the trippy,
Rick and Morty.
And stuff.
I love that.
But
one.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a. Assassin's Creed. There we go. I guess I know what my next one is.
Your first leg tattoo.
My what?
Your first leg tattoo, or
I got two.
Oh, never mind.
I got two leg tattoos.
Just looking at one right in front of my eyeballs.
Yeah, it's we definitely need to do a dive into that because they're each of the games honestly could get their own episode. They're so
or so even multiple episodes.
You know,
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'll just come in through that window again. Bringing it back. Breaking and entering Tom and Kitchen.
Yeah, that'll be the episode. TMB&E. Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks again for having me.
Of course, I will always have you. This is a fantastic. What's up?
We got to do one with Noah as well, where the three of us can be in the same.
We were actually just talking about that, Noah and I. And Noah was like, we could just all do it right there in that room. And I was like, I think people who watch this severely underestimate how small this room is. Like,
and how big we are.
You are watching a foot away from the far wall. This is it. This is the room.
That's the angle that you put on, on Zillow, right? Not Zenny. Zenny's
Yeah.
where you get glasses.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to like get someone to buy. I'm like, look how spacious this is. And then you walk in
good
here, you go,
office space.
yeah, you're like, is this a closet? Like, what is this? Like,
oh, you know what? This could function as a walk-in closet.
It really could, honestly. It's
with
just
its own closet.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if we do this, like, we're definitely gonna do like a virtual thing, but
or
no.
I'll be in the dog bed.
Yeah, put you in the dog bed. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna do something with Noah. We gotta set that up. Schedules. Oh, excuse me.
Yep.
Schedules. We gotta line things up correctly. But yeah, that'll be a really fun one.
I like coming here and talking video games with you, even if we go on huge tangents and talk about other random like philosophy, but still it all goes back to video games.
Well, that's what I think. When this whole podcast eventually hits 4 million episodes, maybe we'll finally answer the big age-old question as to why do we love video games? What is it about games that we love? Because they're so different. There's so many of them, and we love them differently. But gaming alone is still not gaming by yourself. But I mean, like, gaming in itself is
with yourself.
Yeah. Jeez. Title of the episode.
Good, great.
Tom and I play with ourselves.
Beautiful.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
But so please, at some point, go check out Moonstone Manor. Super, super amazing, fantastic, beautiful, gorgeous place to be. You gotta check that out. If you got a significant other and you're like, man, it'd be so cool to marry that person, do it.
And do it there
at the manor, and then also get married at the manor, and then party at the manor. What's the manor, bro?
The Moonstone Manor.
The Moonstone Manor.
I want to give a shout out. I love talking about my work, but of my favorite hobbies, I volunteer at the SPCA in Lancaster.
Do you?
I go and I walk dogs.
That's where I got Lexi. Lexi's my dog.
Hell yeah. I'm going there tomorrow. It was
hell yeah.
It was a long weekend. I decided that on the ride here. I also decided that I'm going to give a shout out to the Pennsylvania SPCA.
Hell yeah. Yes. Go support the sweet, wonderful kittens and puppies. And if you can rescue an animal, do it. I mean, come on. They're so cute and cuddly.
So
and
rewarding.
And yeah, I mean, super quick little tangent here. When I got Lex was she came from a rough home. She was just like stuck outside all the time. Yes. She was actually on a list to be put down because they were running out of room, and she just needed a happy little place. And I was at a time in my life where I just needed a happy little friend, and we connected and bonded super quick, and she made me a better person. And she also, like, when we got her, like, she would like pee on the floor anytime like the microwave would go off or like somebody would honk a horn or something. Like, she had some serious like PTSD stuff going on, and now she's just a plump fat dog living her life and enjoying everything about it.
The best life.
She's the goodest girl. And please go, if you are looking at getting a pet, like, go rescue a dog. I mean, or a cat, whatever. Like, they need it. They love it. You'll love them. It's a match made in ASPCA heaven. Yeah, I said that right. All right. Anyway.
Match made in Valhalla. Yeah. Take me to Valhalla.
So that being said, thank you so much for being here. Please go check out Nerdy Noah Reads. Noah has been our absolutely fantastic, top-notch tech guy. The whole reason that any of this is even possible. Please go check out Noah. Fantastic articles. Personally, Noah, speaking to you right here, you nailed it. You found your voice. Your videos are fantastic. I love them. Anyone who sees them, please go like leave a comment, a like, subscribe to the channel. It's going to help that channel out, but it also, like, you want to hear something specific, you want to hear a topic or an article, discussed, send it to Noah. Noah is amazing and is doing a bang up job doing this. Latest video as of recording was the letting your D&D characters die for the story purposes, like letting them go. And the video before that was Cozy Games. It really is truly a fantastic set of articles, and he's got amazing opinions on things, and it really is just an enjoyable couple videos to watch. As far as if you are a gamer, TTRPG player, or just someone who enjoys these videos and also has a bit of a spicy side, go check out on TikTok Danny Reads Dirty Books. That is my wife's TikTok. She has read more books than I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I think we are approaching 1,000 in the last 2 years.
Wow.
It's bonkers. All right. She blasts through things. But the big update, she's writing a book. Find her TikTok, find her author account, go follow it. She's killing it. She's putting out some amazing recommendations for books. They are spicy, so bring them up. There is
some milk. You need some milk.
But if you want to find the show and my super cool self, I'm on Instagram, Phoenix Stewart. You can find the show on Instagram at Who What Now Pod. You can also find the show on TikTok. Let's blow it up. Let's bring it so freaking high so that I can go live and talk more, because that's what we need in life, me talking more. Go find that on TikTok, Who What Now Pod. And then you can also find this show on YouTube. And if you're watching it right now, you nailed it. And I'm proud of you. And I love you. There is so much more super cool things that we're going to be talking about. Super cool guests that are coming on. And also find the Twitch. I am streaming every Monday between 9-ish and 10 till about 12 o'clock, where we just talk, have fun, play a little goofy game, but mainly do a lot of updates when it comes to the progress for the show and what we want to talk about. If you want to see us get deep and dive and dirty into video games, go check my my streams out on Twitch on Saturdays and Sunday nights from 7 till whenever I decide to go to bed. But that also is a super fun time. We have a great time. Chat is amazing. Shout out to those who have been hanging out. But as always, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. We're trying to get this to beat the algorithm, and we're trying to really get ourselves out there. When this episode drops, if I'm doing my math correct, should be around the 29th. We are in Philadelphia going to the Too Many Games Con. Noah, my tech guy, and myself will be doing a few interviews and some conversational pieces, and hopefully just having some really cool, fun conversations with a lot of super dope gamers. And hopefully I can fulfill my lifelong goal as of last year, to meet and talk to Neil Newbon. Neil Newbon, love you. He's the voice of Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3. So come check us out. Follow us on the social medias. Enjoy my rambling self. Go check out the Moonstone Manor. Check out everything that I talk about. And as always, you'll find everything in the links in the description. If you're on YouTube, find another video that we've done and enjoy it. And until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.